Paul, how do you view that table now, or have you almost given up looking at it? It's just so tight.
I've not really been looking at it for a while. I know we're sort of up there somewhere, and it's very tight, and there's lots of games to go, and we've got a game or two in hand on one or two others. So consistency over a period of time, and that's what we'll be still focusing on. And we won't, I'm sure, win every single point, but we need to win enough, and it's about those 3 points.
Wycombe come here in second, and they've been on a good run recently.
They have. I'm not surprised. They every year I'm more and more impressed with them, because they just continue to. Gareth seems to his team changes, but they continue to get results. They play as a team. They score goals. They're tough to play against, and it's hard not to respect and admire what they do, because every year it's a continuation. It's no flash in the pan. So they're on a really good run. They showed in the last week, beating Luton, and then coming back and beating Carlisle with 10 men, that they are a really good team. So we have to be wary of them.
In many ways, are they a similar setup to City, a similar sort of model?
But maybe more so than some others. Yeah. I don't really know, because I only know about here. But they've had a certain amount of longevity with the management. They know what they are. They don't have the most funding, but they do things in a very, very sensible way and continue to get results. If that's what we are as well, then it sounds okay to me.
How happy are you with the home form? Because it has been phenomenal this season.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. It's like anything. We've adjusted things to make sure we've been more productive at home. Maybe that's cost us a bit away from home. But we've learned lessons along the way, early part of the year, both home and away, and of course we want to continue with our home form, but we've got some really difficult games coming up. We have to remember how we've got results this year, and we have to continue with it.
Brent spoke to Matt Oakley a couple of weeks ago, and Matt was saying how much he admired the fact that in a way you've almost not gone away from your principles, but just had the courage to change things just a little bit with the home form, with the way you play at home. Yeah,
we have to be practically minded, and also this year, we've, in stark contrast to last year, the pitch at St James's Park has been a factor. We've had to I suppose adjust one of the things we've done accordingly, but it's about results, and we've found, ironically, that it's cost us some of our waveform, but we've got to try and get the balance of the two. But yeah, Matt's right. We've had to look at it, and we've had to be practically minded. But that's been, for the home form especially, that's been 2 or 3 years now of taking data and research on all our games. Matt Oakley and Marcus Flitcroft, our analyst, have looked at a lot of things now over the last 2 or 3 years, and I'm not saying we've cracked it, because you're always a game away from the next win or the next defeat. So we've got to, certainly don't get carried away, but so far so good, and we just have to win points now between now and the end of the year. There's a certain amount we need. Don't ask me what that is, because I don't know, but there's a certain amount we need to be successful, and we'll just keep pushing until we get it.
2 games in 4 days didn't do you too many favours last week. How are you looking into your eyes this weekend?
I think a bit better. I think a bit better than we were. That was a tough ask going to Luton. We were very, very confident off the back of previous results, but it was with the changes we had and the personnel, especially in sort of the defensive areas and midfield, and there were so many things to talk about other than just playing the game. There was a lot we found to talk about how to put our team together against a really good team in Luton. And it was a tough ask. We almost got there, and if we'd got something, I think it would have been against the run of play. But I really admired the way we played. The players really put themselves about and dug in and tried really hard. So I congratulated them after the game, not of course not for losing, but for the way they played. And there'll be lesser teams that we could play that way and get results against. So I think we have to use the experience. We enjoyed the game. There were players like Kane Wilson and Jordan Story who enjoyed, I'm sure, the day, especially Jordan Story making his full debut, and with 1 or 2 players returning, hopefully this week we will be a bit stronger.
When you've got these situations, you've got it coming up again, haven't you, where you've got 2 games in 4 days, is it almost a given that you know if you played Troy Archibald Henville in the first one, you won't have him available for the second?
Yeah, probably, but I'm pushing AD, the physio, to try to overcome that. I mean, Troy's done really well this year to play the games he has done. It's been really, really useful to have him in the squad. Circumstances went against him last year. When he was injured, we needed him, and when he was fit, there was an opportunity for him. This year, we've had him there. He's taken his chance. He's played. He's been a big element to our consistency, especially those home games, as you've mentioned. So, yeah, he's a really useful asset to have.
How close is Troy Brown now?
They're getting close. There's a couple of reserve games coming up. Well, there's the under-23 game on Sunday, then we've got a reserve game, I think, shortly after that. So him and Luke Kroll and a number of others have all got an opportunity to play. So Ryan Brunt, Robbie Simpson can continue to play games. So yeah, we're hopefully we don't receive too many more injuries, but the squad is strengthening.
And Jordan Moore-Taylor, he's taken longer to come back than you were hoping.
Yeah, there's a hip flexor injury. It's a difficult one because, of course, you in football you kick, and that particular mechanism is under strain every time you kick a football. So I think he's been chomping at the bit the last couple of weeks, and still is. My decision, as always, is what the risk and the reward. Of course, we want him back in. He's our captain, but then the risk of it breaking down. You can't ever get these things exactly right as a manager, but I have to try and get the balance. In this particular case, I know on the side of caution, I think, rather than risk him unnecessarily.